Hello dear viewers, I am Lupita and she's Karen. Today we are going to discuss about 5 different topics that have been very interesting in the last 6 years,
which will be related to English language teaching here in Mexico.
So let's start. We all know that since February of 2013, a new Mexican education reform was approved by the authorities of our country. For some, it was good. For some others, it wasn't. My position in this particular case was an advantage for the students and a disadvantage for teachers. For the students, it was helpful because with the new reform, the center of the education was the students' learning. So teachers should pay more attention in the way the students learn. And as teachers, how can we change our techniques and methods in order to increase their knowledge and develop their cognitive skills? However, for teachers, the new reform was violating their rights as workers because if they want to have a higher payment, they needed to do a national evaluation and test them if they deserve it or not. In addition, if you want to have a place in a public school, you have to do the national evaluation too. So only the best of the best can be teachers. What do you think, Karen?
Just as you mentioned, Lupita, other aspect that the reform takes into consideration is the evaluation of the teachers. However, most teachers agree that this text ignore the different circumstances that the teachers face and seem to be unfair to those teachers that cannot credit the test because of lack of training. Besides, teachers who have failed exams are not provided with an adequate training, which was supposed to be given by the government for those teachers that failed. Although the reform left teachers with a very, very bad reputation in front of the society regarding the evaluation topic. Do you agree with me?
Yes, I do, Karen. Another important aspect regarding Mexican education reform is the privatization, which is considered to bring more efficiency and objectivity to the schools, something that the government is not concerned about. In the education system, this term has been understood in a different way. For example, parents who have children in public school have to pay every single detail that the school needs. Since the government will not take care about it, parents have the duty to do it.
Now that you mentioned it, Lupita, now the parents have to pay for school supplies, the books, exams, the uniforms, and sometimes even for the upkeep of the school. Parents now are required to pay a fee or help doing some tasks in the school, such as cleaning or painting, just as some private schools do. So where is our education system going? Are we going to have only private schools here in Mexico, or what is happening with the money that the government should give to the public schools?
I don't know, my dear Karen. Let's see what happens in the next few months. Okay, now let's talk about something different. Bilingual education. This term can be, this type of education can be very helpful and useful for any student because they will expose into 2 different languages. Also, they will be able to develop cognitive skills, for example, analyze the situation, using the critical and creative thinking, and the knowledge that they have in both languages that they speak. What I like the most about this type of education is that students are open-minded, which means that their position regarding any topic can be neutral and provide a meaningful idea. What can you tell me about bilingual education, Karen?
Bilingual education has a lot of disadvantages, just as the ones you mentioned, Lupita. However, we shouldn't ignore the fact that it will also present some disadvantages for students. According to Laurie, the fact that we're trying to teach our children 2 languages at the same time might affect their development in both of them, and not being able to be proficient in any of those languages. In a certain way, I do agree with this statement, but only if the bilingual education is not taught in a proper way, with teachers that know how to teach a subject properly, for example, math, in another language, taking into consideration the Mexican context, of course.
So, in order to know if students learn or not, we need to do different kind of evaluation. In this case, we are going to discuss about standardized testing, which can provide two different perspectives. The first one, a number that allows teachers to classify the students into different groups. The second perspective that I have is that this type of testing provides helpful tools to identify what students know at the end of a specific period and what they can do, what they need to improve, and the abilities that they can develop better. On the other hand, sometimes testing students in the way in this. On the other hand, sometimes testing students in this way, we can block them to show what they are capable to do. So, in my opinion, I would like to use a formative evaluation which shows what they can do during the process of learning. What do you think, Karen, about evaluating the students using this type of testing?
Well, standardized testing can have some pros and cons. It can help teachers and students to make their life easier. Nevertheless, here in Mexico, the potential of those exams is not well implemented. Remember that we used to have a test that was called Enlace?
Yeah.
This is a standardized test, and we were very worried about the grade we were going to get because teachers used to scare us about the grade. If you fail exam, I fail you. That's typical. But those exams at the end of the day didn't represent a significant change or an improvement in the education. The implementation of the exams, the application of them, also had some difficulties. Some teachers used to help their students with the answers. Due to it helped them to rank higher in the evaluation of all schools.
Okay. So yeah, I remember those days when we did last year too. I was so worried about it. So almost the end of this beautiful talking. Karen, we are living in a world surrounded by technology and innovation as well. Therefore, education of this century is requiring implemented technological devices, for example, computer, laptops, and cell phones, and etc. in the teaching and learning process because students need and have to use them. Nowadays, we must include the use of technology in the classes in order to contextualize our content as well as adapting and trying to cover the students' needs and their style of learning. So, as pre-service teachers, we know that it can be very difficult but not impossible. So, including this type of devices, we can jump into a different stage. What's your opinion about this?
Technology is a very significant part of our lives nowadays. We cannot live with it. Technology is everywhere, so why not using it? But we should be careful with the way we use technology. It is well known that nowadays teachers argue a lot with students about the cell phones and computers. So at the time of bringing a technological device to the classroom, we should be careful with the way they use them because they can miss the point of the class and focus on some things that are not related with the class. But I do agree with you that technology can open a new window for students to, now that we have a more globalized world, to see what's in the other side of the world.
Yeah, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you for being with us. I hope that our point of view can help you to understand better what's going on in Mexico in terms of education. See you.